been selling the Pump It Up t-shirt, and accompanying the package this year is a very lovely step counter. I think I have one with me. So we're encouraging people to sign up, get a step counter, and be part of that. It's all virtual in terms of the daily and weekly challenge. We have other activities such as the cooking competition. So it's Pump It Up with a difference. But the underlying and fundamental purpose remain the same. Fitness, at the same time, raising funds for a very worthy and charitable cause.
So what is that very worthy project, Mr. Duncan, if you don't mind telling us at this time?
Well, just to give a little background with it, the Pump It Up Family Fun Walk started in 2009, and the whole idea was to keep the nation fit and at the same time generate funds which we donated to various charities, starting with the Grenada Heart Foundation, the Cancer Society, Think Ribbon, Diabetes, Society, and the list goes on. However, in 2017, we committed ourselves to have a significant intervention, and that was the re-establishment of the Carlton Home. Since 2017, we have been raising funds as the bank, and we have several alliance partners on board, and the strategy is endorsed by the Ministry of Health. So, just if I might pay homage to the alliance partners, we could start with Jonas Brown and Hubbard, and I want to pay tribute to Mr. Alan Bizinski, who came on board from day one. We have Flo, again, they came on board from day one. Mr. Pitt is fully behind us. We also have Guardian General, OECS Limited, Mr. Hughes. He again is the foundation member, original, as we like to say in local parlance, with the program.
So we have heard from you how important this is, and we'll come back because some people want to know, well, virtual, how can I walk virtually? It's all ingrained in our brains that, we get on the road and we do the walk. So we go into a little bit about that a little more. But Mr. Minister, the Carlton Home is a very important project, and we heard a video just before the start of this program. You were outlining how important this is, and for people who are viewing at this time, you want to talk about why this is important and why the government is really wanting to get this off the ground.
Well, Odette, this is important on so many levels, and this initiative itself is one that we really want to draw as much attention as possible. Here is, as you say, the importance of the Carlton Home to deal with individuals with substance abuse. Substance abuse is something that's created within the society itself, and it is a society that has to come together and help those who are suffering from substance abuse. And what we're seeing is a wonderful example of that, of corporate entities in Grenada coming together and recognizing that they must do their part, but taking it even one step further and dealing with other issues at the same time, which is healthy lifestyles. And the Pump It Up program has been amazing in that it's getting us out of the house, it's getting us, encouraging us to engage in physical activity, healthy physical activity. It's dealing with all of the threats that we have been having right now, simply from COVID-19, being told stay home. Pump It Up is saying, listen, you still need to be healthy. You still need to find that opportunity to step out. But while you're doing that, help us deal with substance abuse. Help us raise funds for the Carlton Home. Help us deal with other individuals in our society who maybe from COVID-19 or even before or separately have these challenges. And we as a people need to step forward and help deal with it. It's not just the Ministry of Health. So I want to say, while you're saying that the Ministry of Health supports the initiative, it's more than that. We support, we embrace, we encourage, and we are most grateful for this public-private partnership to deal with two most important initiatives.
So what is the timeline, Mr. Minister, for the re-establishment of the Carlton Home?
Well, let me start by saying the best laid plans by mice and men. However, it was our intention to be breaking ground at this point in time. Very early or late 2019 or early 2020, government also committed to putting funds to the project, where before it was that the corporate entities would get to a milestone and then government would then commit their counterpart funding. We had decided for 2020, we had allocated funding that we would make the start, they would join us, we would work together on this, or we would blend the funding wherever it was. Then COVID-19 came along. Regardless of that, we still need to tackle those issues. And as such, I am looking at now where we are able to join forces with this commitment, start the actual physical planning. We have identified the site. The site is going to be close to the Princess Alice Hospital in St. Andrews, and push this initiative forward. I'm looking forward to this being an example of when private and public sector work together in harmony, that things happen not just for the benefit of the country, but even faster and better than when we work separate.
As you outlined the plans for this a little earlier, a few moments ago, you were talking about its impact on the society. So can you elaborate for us a little further, Mr. Minister, on the socioeconomic impacts of substance abuse, the impacts it could have on society, and because they're not, long-term care readily available to people who are impacted?
The socioeconomic impacts are across the board. They're a wide range. Individuals who suffer from substance abuse are some of our best individuals in society. They have just needed that additional support. So their ability to produce, their productivity, substance abuse sometimes leads to violence at home, substance abuse leads to crime, substance abuse can lead to the individual themselves succumbing to the substance overdose, etc., death. So we need to address it across the board. You have alcohol abuse that sometimes leads to drinking or driving under the influence, that can lead to fatalities, accidents on the road. So that has to be addressed. And I know that's why some of our stakeholders are involved, as well as responsible stakeholders, to say that they are participating to do something to reduce the incidence of driving under the influence and the accidents we see from people under the influence. The substance abuse with harder substances too, that sometimes bring in the crime, the underbelly of that aspect of the smuggling of the crime that's related to violence, the death that's there. And for the individuals with some of the harder substances that they end up with overdose and the hardship with the family. And then just our family network as a whole. There are families struggling with one of their loved ones suffering from substance abuse all over Grenada, all over the world right now. And they need the support of the society as a whole. We cannot treat any of these individuals as pariahs in our society. We need to see them as our brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, fathers and mothers, aunts and uncles, and that we as a society will step up together and assist them. Government will do its part, and the Ministry of Health has to do a significant part of it. But it's the entire society that works together.
Great. And you mentioned stakeholders and the public-private partnerships, the importance of that. Mr. Duncan was highlighting the fact that, we've had some alliance partners who've been on, some of them are foundation partners with the bank. What are your thoughts on those contributions being made by some of the alliance partners? And if you can outline for us, what are some of the plans the government has, the immediate use of the funds generated through the Pump It Up initiative?
Well, I think those partners need to be recognized, which is why I'm here tonight, no matter how long these days have been, and dealing with all of the other issues of COVID-19, evacuation of individuals from St. Vincent, sending assistance, lending assistance to our brothers and sisters in St. Vincent, and everything else that the Ministry of Health has to deal with. I still found it necessary, absolutely necessary, to come here tonight, sit with these gentlemen, these representatives of the various entities that are giving that support, despite the fact that they have their own challenges too over the last year, like most of us here in Grenada. And in most cases, those challenges have a financial aspect to it as well, but they've still lived up to their commitment. Their hair flow is here, Antillean group is here. Jonas Brown and Hubbard's is here. Guardian Group is here. They're all here. Co-op Bank, most definitely. They're all here. And as far as I'm concerned, that necessitates the Ministry of Health to be here. In terms of our plans and how we will work together, as I said, government has committed their counterpart, and we will begin this initiative. We have identified the property, and we will work together because I believe this should not, because it germinated from a group initiative, that the end result is going to be the product of the group initiative. So there are some of these stakeholders involved that will be able to lend their support in kind, additional support in kind also with respect to design, with respect to construction partners, etc. And we're looking forward to having the public, the people of Grenada, benefiting in all aspects, wherever possible, from this initiative, from this partnership.
Thank you so much, Mr. Minister of Health. You did mention that, there's a lot going on with COVID, and you did, despite all of that, take the time to be here. And I think you have some important meetings to attend to even at this hour of the night. So we would let you off the hook at this point. We want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Mr. Duncan remains, and we'll be talking with the Alliance partners. And I'm waiting on the fitness trainer who promised to be here in the studio to take me through some bicep curls. He promised to put me through some squats, so I'm waiting on the trainer. Anybody see Lester Fitzgerald Smith, tell him he's still being waited upon at the GBN, and we'll be doing some exercises. Mr. Duncan, you're not escaping. I noticed that you put on your fancy socks and fancy shoes, but you're not going to escape. We have some exercises for you as well. This is Beyond the Headlines, a special edition looking ahead to Pump It Up 2021. We'll give you all the details as to how it will work this year when we come back.
No fun walk? No problem. Let's get moving. Participate in the exercise challenges. Count every step for the Step Count competition. Ready, set, cook. Create delicious and healthy meals in the Meal Prep Challenge. Win awesome prizes. But first, you must be registered. So come out and support the cause. When you spend $15 for your Pump It Up package, you make a direct contribution toward the re-establishment of the Carlton Home. Look out for our first ever Pump It Up video series every week in April. And join us in wearing your t-shirt on Friday, April 30th for National Pump It Up Day. We are almost at our goal. Register online or visit any of our locations to complete the process and support the re-establishment of the Carlton Home. Visit our website and Facebook pages for more details.
Looking for top quality brand name clothing, shoes, and accessories for men? The search is over. Just Brands Men's Store, located on Scott Street, St. George's, has an exquisite collection of your favorite brands: Nike, Adidas, Jordans, Ralph Lauren, Hollister, and Puma sneakers and apparel for you. We also stock Levi's and Dockers, long chino pants, shorts, dress shirts, graphic tees, tank tops, hoodies, sweaters, and more. For the best prices on sporting goods such as track and field and football uniforms, Adidas and Nike football boots, spikes, track pants, running tights, and compression shirts. Our accessories for men include brand name leather belts and wallets, colognes, watches, socks, earrings, sunglasses, caps, and stainless jewelry. If there's any item you need that we don't stock, we can order it for you. Look good, feel better. Visit Just Brands on Scott Street. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, or call us on 409-8128.
Welcome back to this special edition of Beyond the Headlines. This evening we're talking Pump It Up, the initiative of Grenada Co-operative Bank. We have the Managing Director. We just spoke with the Minister for Health. We have the Alliance partners who will be joined this segment by the Marketing Officer at Jonas Brown and Hubbard. Hubbard's Mr. Donally Whiteman. But just before that, in the ad break, I'm certain you would have seen Just Brands, and we want to thank Just Brands for supporting the initiative. Working with the GBN. I did say that I'm waiting on Lester Fitzgerald Smith if I could get a shot from the operator. I have donned my fitness garb and gear this evening, so my shoes is compliments Just Brands. Yes, you can get it at Just Brands. And I had to kind of go and dress when I didn't see Lester, so I have my... I have my fitness gear in place, so if Lester does show up and he decides he's going to take me through some paces, he's doubting my abilities, but guess what? This is 10 pounds, and look at how easily I do this. Mr. Duncan, I have a 5-pounder for you in case you think you can't make the 10 pound in one go. All right, Mr. Duncan, I can see you doing the imaginary tens. So, Mr. Duncan, let's continue with the discussion. We would like, for instance, there's been a lot of discussion about Carlton Home, which we know is a major project that you've been looking at. But is there another institution that will be a beneficiary this year?
No, Odette. The commitment is that all the proceeds raised go towards the trust fund for the reestablishment of Carlton Home. The reality is that the target is $500,000 by the end of 2021. We are this close at this point, and the projections are that we will get obviously even closer, but we will not exactly hit the $500,000 mark unless, as a result of this evening's program and appeal, other benefactors come on board. So we may have to run for another year before we hit the $500,000 mark, but we are committed to dedicate all the proceeds on behalf of Grenada, those who have walked over the years, and the alliance partners towards the establishment of Carlton Home. I need to underscore the point that those funds will be held in trust by the foundation members of this campaign, and they will be the ones to, at their sole discretion, allocate and disburse the funds to accumulate it towards the establishment.
And we want to be certain that your list is not exhaustive and you've not forgotten anybody, but the benefactors currently on board supporting this initiative, you want to take us through that again?
Well, definitely. I think I paid homage to the foundation members already, Jonas Brown and Hubbard. We have we have the Guardian General, OECS Limited. We also have Flow on board. And in subsequent years after that initial period in 2017, we added on board Antillean Group, we added on board Wagiki Rental and Song, Body Image, Koyaba Beach Resort. And they comprise the alliance partners currently on board. And the appeal is out there for any corporate entity like-minded and willing. It does not matter your contribution. You will be given appropriate credit. Those of us who are prominently on the T-shirt and other collateral material is based on a tiered system of contribution towards the fund. So we have Renaissance, we have Platinum, we have Gold, we have Silver, and that's how we do it. So if you look at a T-shirt, it's a very nice, high-quality T-shirt. But still with a lot of space for additional logos. So Corporate Grenada is invited. It's an open invitation. Reach out to us and let's get on board and make it happen.
I must say as well, I looked at the T-shirt and one of the youngsters was telling me about the quality and say, you see, Miss Campbell, it's not like the other T-shirts. You can breathe. This T-shirt allows you to breathe. So the youngsters realize that we're onto something good. The back, we have the alliance partners listed, but like you said, there's a lot of space. So I'm certain that as a result of tonight's program, you'll get some more support. So we've been talking about your major project. You're looking toward the rehabilitation process, looking at Carlton Home. the mark is $500,000. Can you tell us where exactly you are toward that goal, and how will the monies be spent? You probably plan to do a groundbreaking ceremony to get it off the ground?
Okay, so as we speak, we are at $324,000. We believe that at the end of this year's campaign, we could get to 420. So definitely in 2022, we will be home at $500,000. There are no immediate plans for disbursement because a project like that, in terms of physical infrastructure, training of personnel, outfitting the facilities, building the capacity, because managing substance abuse is an intricate and complex process. $500,000 cannot do it. And we will want to spend those dollars where it will impact most. So it is really and truly an endeavor of the state. I think the minister said it clearly, it's the responsibility of the state. And we are only in a public-private partnership endeavoring to bring the population on board. But the population would want to be certain that as trustees, if we disburse the money to draw the plans, we have no guarantee that those plans will come to fruition in 1, 2, 3, or 4 years from now. So the state has to get to that point where we are convinced that we are, in fact, at a place where we can push forward and make it a reality. So it is still very, very early days. I believe that with the support from the public and the encouragement from the public, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure will accelerate, their input towards making this a reality.
Thank you so much for that explanation, Mr. Duncan. I'm thinking of a lady called Miss Irene Johnson of New Hampshire. I think Miss Johnson might be in her 70s, and she does not miss the Pump It Up walk. So now I'm seeing why she ensures that she gets some calories burnt, but working toward a very significant goal. I'm pleased to welcome at this time Mr. Donally Blackman. He is the marketing officer at Jonas Brunn and Hubbard. Donally, it is great to have you with us, and I was hoping that I'd see you in some kind of sneakers and some fitness training. So, the void that is created by people like Delian Walters who keep threatening to come and do this thing with me. So,
if I had known, I would have drawn you on set. Believe me.
All right. So the invitation is still open. We could still probably do a part 2 on Monday, although we have another program planned. At some point, we could do a part 2, right?
Definitely.
So Hubbard's decided to get involved in this initiative. And we hear Mr. Duncan, as the locals say, bigging you up, as a foundation partner. Why is this project important for you? Why is this initiative important for Hubbard's?
Well, from inception, Hubbard's has been on board, or then manager saw it fit. When you look into what's happening, as corporate bodies, you see now that we have to acquire psychologists coming along to work within these companies or entities like ourselves, because persons are dealing with substance abuse on the job. It also affects the nation's ability to produce, as Mr. Steele rightfully said. And experiencing it firsthand, being a large company ourselves, we had no other choice but to support the initiative by Corporate Bank to further reestablish the services of the Carlton Home. And
so, the minister highlighted the importance of this project, and so too did Mr. Duncan. So now we have to think of Hubbard's differently. You're not just about offering lumber, supplies, hardware, and through food fair, supermarkets, grocery, but you're looking at making societal change.
Definitely.
So if you're to stretch your imagination a little bit, and let's say a standard 5 child at any one of the schools will ask you, so Mr. Duncan, how will society benefit from your involvement? What would your answer be?
From the involvement of the bank in a project like this, well, I think you made the point, Odette, that we are not just in the business of making profits, doing banking or selling insurance or groceries or lumber. I think as responsible corporate entities, we have a duty and a responsibility to make the space in which we operate a better space. And the minister has made it a very clear and compelling case as to how it is that substance abuse takes away from productivity, from family life, from the general experience. So a 5-year-old has to be made to understand that we consume certain foods and drinks. Some of them can be addictive. Those chemical dependencies are real. They may have psychological or emotional roots. Some people say they are genetic. I'm not too sure, I'm not a scientist. But any 5-year-old in Grenada can look around his or her village and see a rum shop or see people on the blocks who are drinking or smoking, whatever it is. And these chemicals, when ingested, have certain effects on the body and on the mind. And therefore, we need to look out for each other to encourage people how to avoid, how to abstain, how to get off and remain off of these substances. And I think that same 5-year-old can be encouraged to look at the video we just produced. And this time that video is a man called Mr. Hubbard, who has given one of the most authentic accounts of his experience in being an alcoholic and being a recovering alcoholic. Continuously, recovery never stops when you're an alcoholic. And I think, kids at that age can understand that. And I think his imagery and how he described his experiences, I think, can be impactful. And a 5-year-old can, in fact, understand that story.
Okay. So, Mr. Blackman, as you work with the Grenada Cooperative Bank and the other alliance partners to make this a success, some people might wonder, where's your hope laid? Why do you think that this has been successful the way we have seen it being successful over the years?
Well, as we can see, counting back on the years, you realize that the Pump It Up movement, as I would like to refer to, it has grown, and we're reaching the goal that we are working towards. And if I can recall, I was having a discussion just recent of substance abuse and how it affects not just, it goes far and wide. It starts with individuals who lives in a home, and it affects the home. It affects when they come into their workspace, it spreads. And you realize that if it is a silent or it is is something deeply that they're dealing with. And as Corp Bank not only just seek to raise funds to restore the services, it is also, they're creating that family culture feel, which basically allow one to be very conscious of not only their physical health, but their mental health as well. And that, I believe, is addressing the issue that is more or less not being spoken about, So again, Hubbard, we are very much, on board with what's happening, and we continue to pledge our support with this initiative.
Well said, Mr. Blackman. And for people who are not yet converts, I'm certain you want to recruit some people. Probably you want to start at Hubbard yourself, and some of the people who have never participated, you want to put them on the line. And we could start with one person, a P and a L, which might stand for Philbert Lewis. We're recruiting Philbert Lewis live this evening. Anybody else in Hubbard you want to call to action?
I think you know their names. You can just continue. I agree.
Oh, so I must call name and you will whistle. I got that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Blackman. I just want to recruit a couple of people. Joan Cobb, there's a challenge. She loves to cook. She's an excellent cook. She can bake very well. And I see that there are interesting elements this year. There's another lady called Rachel Francis. Anybody go to Anders and we see all that lovely goodies? Rachel is responsible for that. So I'm recruiting live. Caleb Cobb as well. Caleb enjoys being in the kitchen with Miss Cobb. So I'm recruiting people as we go along. Anybody see Dalian Walters? Tell him he needs to drive from Paddock to Observatory Road because we need him on the exercise mat. We have the exercise ball here. And I think I need him to come and do some squats and some other forms of exercises this evening. So Dalian Walters, calling Dalian Walters once, twice. We take a commercial break and hopefully he'll be in studio by the time we come back. This is a special edition of Beyond the Headlines, looking at Pump It Up 2021.
No fun walk? No problem. Let's get moving. Participate in the exercise challenges. Count every step for the step count competition. Ready, set, cook. Create delicious and healthy meals in the meal prep challenge. Win awesome prizes. But first, you must be registered. So come out and support the cause. When you spend $15 for your Pump It Up package, you make a direct contribution toward the re-establishment of the Carlton home. Look out for our first ever Pump It Up video series every week in April. And join us in wearing your t-shirt on Friday, April 30th for National Pump It Up Day. We are almost at our goal. Register online or visit any of our locations to complete the process and support the re-establishment of the Carlton home. Visit our website and Facebook pages for more details.
Looking for top quality brand name clothing, shoes, and accessories for men? The search is over. Just Brands Men's Store, located on Scott Street, St. George's, has an exquisite collection of your favorite brands: Nike, Adidas, Jordans, Ralph Lauren, Hollister, and Puma sneakers, and apparel for you. We also stock Levi's and Dockers, long chino pants, shorts, dress shirts, graphic tees, tank tops, hoodies, sweaters, and more. For the best prices on sporting goods such as track and field and football uniforms, Adidas and Nike football boots, spikes, track pants, running tights, and compression shirts. Our accessories for men include brand name leather belts and wallets, colognes, watches, socks, earrings, sunglasses, caps, and stainless jewelry. If there's any item you need that we don't stock, we can order it for you. Look good, feel better. Visit Just Brands on Scott Street. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, or call us on 409-8128.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. We have a special edition this evening. We're looking at Pump It Up 2021. And we are continuing the program, and this evening we are going to be joined by Miss Carla Wilson of the Pump It Up Committee. Carla, it is so great to have you on the program this evening. I see you all decked up in the Co-op Bank shirt, and I think I need to have a switch with the T-shirt on. But I think we could do the exercises. So Carla, we can do some stretches, just some stretches where you are.
Of course, sure, no problem. We can do that.
Let's do the challenge. Come, let's do it. Let's get it going. All right. So, Carla, so you have attracted thousands over the years, and if you try to do that now, the police will be issuing a press statement and telling you that you broke the law. Yes, so you have to do things differently this year. What can patrons look forward to?
Okay. Well, first of all, Co-op Bank has launched its first ever video series. It's a 4-part video series, and this is currently being aired on our Pump It Up Fun Walk Facebook page, as well as our YouTube channel. So as we said earlier, everything is virtual, because unfortunately we're not able to have a physical walk. However, we have lots of exciting stuff, lots of virtual activities. And prior to the Beyond the Headlines program, we had our first video series being aired, which is a recovery story with a gentleman called Mr. Derek Laborde, who was telling his story with substance abuse and his journey to the recovery process and the assistance that the Carlton Home would have played in that process. So that's the first part of the video series. It's also on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. So we're encouraging persons to follow the Pump It Up Facebook page and our YouTube channel for all the information and the other exciting video series that we have coming up.
So in the video series, we had that very compelling conversation, I like to call it there. I listened to him and I was like, wow, that's a powerful testimony. I think he needs to get into the Pentecostal church to give that testimony as well, so that more people will be convinced. I understand that people can cook as well?
Yes, people can cook as well. We have a cooking competition. We talk a little more about the various categories a little later, but we also have in one of the video series, that would be the last one, that will be aired on Friday, April 30th, with healthy food choices. Prior to that, tomorrow, Friday, April 16th, we have another series of physical wellness, where we'll be having persons talking about the importance of moving, the importance of physical health, the importance of daily exercise, and giving you some tips with respect to the length of time that you should exercise daily and some of the do's and don'ts. Then on Friday the 23rd, we have another series which encompasses mental and emotional wellness. And then we get to the excited part that you want to get to, Odette, which is the cooking. So it's very exciting. It's a 4-part video series. Again, being on our Facebook page, Pump It Up Facebook page, and our YouTube channel.
So Facebook is alight, and we have people asking questions here. I have one person saying, I would like to have one of those T-shirts. Where can I get it?
Wonderful. We started registration since March 15th. Persons can go online on our Facebook page. There's a direct link which takes you to our website where you can register. And there you have the option of indicating which retail banking unit you'd like to collect your packages from. The package includes the T-shirts that you are wearing, Odette, and this pedometer. Mr. Duncan showed it earlier. So I have on my pink one, pink for ladies. We have the blue for the men. Very beautiful.
Got my pink as well. Got my pink as well.
Counts and everything like that as well. And they're available at all our retail banking units. So we have Church Street, St. George's, Spiceland Mall, Carriacou, Grenville, and Surtees. And the packages are only $15 for that beautiful T-shirt and the pedometer, which is also a watch.
Can you just say the price again?
$15 per package, only $15. In the past, we've been doing individuals at $20 and groups at $15. This year, we're saying that each package is $15 across the board, and every $15 package purchase, the funds go directly into the Carlton Home Fund.
Excellent. And some people are asking if you could explain how the pedometer works. What is the significance and importance of it? So if you could take us through that.
Right. So the significance and importance of the pedometer is to track your step counts, because part of the competition, one of the prizes that you can win is for the individual with the highest step count. The pedometer also tells you how many calories you have burnt as well. So it is a multi-purpose, and of course, it is also a watch. It's very simple, very easy to set. So when you come and get your package, if you have any difficulties, you can let the persons who are selling the package help you with the setup. It's very simple, and I'm excited because I've been tracking my steps all the time, and it's very exciting. Lots of people are pumping it up because they want to win the prize. So it's a very important little piece of device.
So, and you talk of prize, what kind of prizes can people win this year?
Okay, well, again, with Pump It Up, we always have lots of prizes. So we have the largest registered community group, largest registered workplace, and we have further subdivided it into large, micro, medium, small. We have largest registered family, the individual with the highest step count. We have the youngest registered person with the highest step count. Then we also have some exercise challenges. They are already out on our Facebook page. We have posted 2 sets of exercise challenges already, and we have some more to post. And we are saying that the first 2 individuals and the first 2 groups to record themselves wearing the T-shirt and uploading all 8 exercise challenges can win prizes as well. Then we also have the Healthy Meal Preparation Challenge, where the individual or group posting and having the most likes, shares, or votes on our Facebook page can win a prize. So it's very exciting. Odette, is virtual, yes, but it's still exciting, and there are lots of prizes to be won.
Definitely. I hereby nominate Miss Alison Perrott for the Healthy Cooking Challenge. She loves to be in that kitchen. I'm certain you know Alison. She's not the star in that Food Fair ad. Alison, you are hereby signed up. Mr. Duncan, wherever you go these days, you have to sign in and say where you were at what time. So Noah, can I please get some readings on your pedometer? How many calories did you burn today, Mr. Duncan? How many steps? Come, let's hear it.
No problem. Well, the truth is I would not give it a daily count because I do not reset it every day, right? But right now I have about 25,000 steps because I walk Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Impressive.
From my home in Lavery to what I call the Transnemble Roundabout, close to Guardian General Insurance and back. About an hour and 6 minutes. But that keeps me, relatively fit.
Mr. D, you do? You do. Interesting. I was wondering, why the glow and why you're looking so youthful. Now I understand. It's causing me to...
Thank you, Odette.
Very well. Carla, you have to compete. The challenge is on, Carla. How does your reading compare to Mr. Duncan's?
Okay, let me just tell you, Odette, I have 96,513 steps.
All right. So
I told you I'm serious about this thing.
I realize that you guys take this thing very seriously.
Very seriously, yes.
We'll be moving on and continuing the conversation with your alliance partners. I believe up next is Mr. James Pitt, the country manager of Flow, correct?
That's right. Yes.
Great. So let's take a commercial break and we'll continue the discussion on this special edition of Beyond the Headlines, looking ahead to Pump It Up 2021. And a reminder, in addition to the Grenada Co-operative Bank being a sponsor this evening, GBM would like to say thanks to Just Brands, who's also outfitted us partly.
No fun walk? No problem. Let's get moving. Participate in the exercise challenges. Count every step for the step count competition. Ready, set, cook. Create delicious and healthy meals in the meal prep challenge. Win awesome prizes. But first, you must be registered, so come out and support the cause. When you spend $15 for your Pump It Up package, you make a direct contribution toward the re-establishment of the Carlton home. Look out for our first ever Pump It Up video series every week in April, and join us in wearing your t-shirt on Friday, April 30th for National Pump It Up Day. We are almost at our goal. Register online or visit any of our locations to complete the process and support the re-establishment of the Carlton home. Visit our website and Facebook pages for more details.
Looking for top quality brand name clothing, shoes, and accessories for men? The search is over. Just Brands Men's Store, located on Scott Street, St. George's, has an exquisite collection of your favorite brands: Nike, Adidas, Jordans, Ralph Lauren, Hollister, and Puma sneakers, and apparel for you. We also stock Levi's and Dockers, long chino pants, shorts, dress shirts, graphic tees, tank tops, hoodies, sweaters, and more. For the best prices on sporting goods such as track and field and football uniforms, Adidas and Nike football boots, spikes, track pants, running tights, and compression shirts. Our accessories for men include brand name leather belts and wallets, colognes, watches, socks, earrings, sunglasses, caps, and stainless jewelry. If there's any item you need that we don't stock, we can order it for you. Look good, feel better. Visit Just Brands on Scott Street. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, or call us on 409-8128.
And welcome back to Beyond the Headlines this evening, a special edition looking at Pump It Up 2021. We're speaking with the Grenada Co-operative Bank representatives together with members of its alliance. We call it the Alliance Partners this evening, and I believe we are now joined by Mr. James Pitt of Flow, and we have the Managing Director of the Grenada Co-operative Bank, Mr. Richard Duncan, continuing on with us. Mr. Pitt, it is so great to have you on Beyond the Headlines this evening.
Good evening, Odette. It's a pleasure to be here. Good evening to listeners and viewers, of this program. Really good to be here.
We realize that you're all into lives, living well, livelihood, and making sure that people live well. Yesterday, you were on the Carnage, sending off water supplies to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and today you're talking about making sure we exercise because we need to live healthy.
Yep, right. That's what we're about. As much as we can, we aim to make our communities better, connect our communities, and transform them. So, it's part of the job.
Some people might be saying, it's so competitive these days and should just concentrate on selling cell phones and data packages. But you are supporting this initiative by the Grenada Co-operative Bank. And some people might be keen to know, but why, Mr. Pitt?
Well, we do sell cell phones and data packages too. But, we benefit when our society is better, or our society is better when it's healthier. So it's good for our society, it's good for business. And you may ask, why this? It was a few years ago, Mr. Duncan alluded to it. He came to us identifying a problem: substance abuse, mental health challenges, and the fact that the Carlton home was destroyed during Hurricane Ivan. We pondered, recognize this a problem in our society. Will alleviating that problem be aligned to our vision and mission as an organization? Absolutely, for the reasons we just outlined. Then the next step we had, or the next element, having identified that the alleviation of the problem, or steps towards alleviating the problem, is aligned to our vision and mission as an organization, we then had to ask, do we have the right partners? And I think that was the icing on the cake. The Grenada Co-operative Bank, our friend Mr. Hughes, Guardian General Group, then Mr. Brzezinski at Hubbard's. It was an honor for us to join such an esteemed group of organizations to partner in fixing this problem, or aiding to the fixing of this problem. So I think by and large, it was the right mission combined with the right partners that made it a no-brainer for us to participate in this program.
So, Mr. Pitt, you made a very important point. You spoke of mental health, and this has come to the fore in the last year in a very acute way because of COVID-19. There's been concern about the rising incidence of suicides, especially among our males, because people are under a lot of pressure. So I'm certain this is telling people that although it's virtual, you should really get behind the Grenada Co-operative Bank and its partners this year, yeah?
Yeah, and I use this opportunity to absolutely encourage people to become more aware of this problem and to contribute to fixing it. We human beings, I firmly believe, are social animals. What we've seen in in this time of the pandemic is that it's presented challenges we have never seen before very often. And further exacerbating that is the fact that we're closed in, we're locked in. We can't operate socially with each other as we normally do. So I think now more than ever, in the conditions which we operate in, within the realities of the limitations of the COVID-19 pandemic, it's become more and more important for us to make steps towards being healthier, towards promoting health in our society in general, and mental health, often overlooked. Substance abuse, often overlooked or trivialized, sits at the root of so many of our social problems. And it is really, really something that we have a responsibility as corporate entities to do what we can to help promote people making healthier choices and working together to address these problems.
So, Mr. Duncan, this is really tugging at the heartstrings. And as you continue to implore our people to support this initiative, following on from the comments that Mr. Pitt would have made his observations about mental health in this time, I'm certain you want to also key in on that.
Well, Odette, let us agree that mental health is one of the widely misunderstood, trivialized, and I would say ridiculed ailment, maybe in the Western world, but definitely in Grenada. I could tell you that I have lost a cousin who suffered from depression, right? Grown man. And, there are people around us who struggle on a daily basis to function. And just like to let the public know that a mental health challenge or illness is no different from a sprained ankle or a bad knee that can act up under certain stresses and circumstances and therefore need to be treated. So we cannot continue to stigmatize mental health illness, right? As I always like to tell people, not everyone has all screws tight. Some screws are loose and some are missing. And some people struggle on a daily basis to make it, to get out of bed, to get to work, to operate on the work, and I mean, even some of us as employers, as managers and supervisors need to take cognizance of that sometimes you see a staff member underperforming. And previously they were, top-notch performers. Something, some issue is at play. Now, it is good that many employers today have recognized that, having employee assistance program, that goes a long way to help, people to cope. But I think co-workers, managers, supervisors, as individuals, we all need to be aware that we are not all at the same mental fitness, and there are varying degrees of mental challenges. And by the way, there are more people outside of Rabdoon or Mongi that should be inside, and some that are inside should be out. So we who are outside could be among them any day. It is possible. Just as how you could be walking and you twist your ankle, some stressor could, put the electric, triggers in your brain out of kilter. That makes you someone who is not mentally well, and you would need the love and support of all the people around you to improve your mental wellness. So I just wanted to make that long, rambling plea to John Public that those of us who believe we are that mentally well, to be cognizant that we can become unwell physically as well as mentally anytime.
Well said, Mr. Duncan and Mr. Pitt. Mr. Pitt, as you get ready to leave us this evening, from Flo's perspective, from your own personal perspective, what would you like to say to Grenada this evening as we look ahead to Pump It Up 2021?
Well, I'd like to encourage persons to participate in the program. It's a bit different, but you know what? Let's have a lot of fun with it. And I think that's really, really vital. Let's become more aware. So it's about participation in the program. It's about contributing to the initiative. I would encourage individuals and other corporate entities to join this initiative, because we understand the benefits of building a better society. And I think we all have some responsibility towards that. So, let us all participate in making this country of ours a better place, and recognizing the challenges that substance abuse and mental health brings to us, to our society, to our individuals, to us as individuals and to our family, and really become aware, contribute, and build the appetite to addressing the problem. It's often overlooked with the tough stereotypes around it, but I think as we get more informed about these problems, let's make the steps towards making our societies better by addressing them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pitt. And we will look forward to probably seeing one of the videos of you in the Healthy Cooking Challenge segment.
You know, Odette, I thought you were going to tell me about the, the exercise part. I even put on something that resembles sneakers, but
yes, Mr. Pitt, yes. You want to come? You want to transfer to the Studio B?
I'm on my way.
Looking forward so that you can do some bicep curls, right?
All righty.
Let's see how that goes. Okay. We'll be back after this commercial break. Do stay with us.
No fun walk? No problem. Let's get moving. Participate in the exercise challenges. Count every step for the step count competition. Ready, set, cook. Create delicious and healthy meals in the meal prep challenge. Win awesome prizes. But first, you must be registered. So come out and support the cause. When you spend $15 for your Pump It Up package, you make a direct contribution toward the re-establishment of the Carlton home. Look out for our first ever Pump It Up video series every week in April. And join us in wearing your t-shirt on Friday, April 30th for National Pump It Up Day. We are almost at our goal. Register online or visit any of our locations to complete the process and support the re-establishment of the Carlton home. Visit our website and Facebook pages for more details.
Looking for top quality brand name clothing, shoes, and accessories for men? The search is over. Just Brands Men's Store, located on Scott Street, St. George's, has an exquisite collection of your favorite brands: Nike, Adidas, Jordans, Ralph Lauren, Hollister, and Puma sneakers and apparel for you. We also stock Levi's and Dockers, long chino pants, shorts, dress shirts, graphic tees, tank tops, hoodies, sweaters, and more. For the best prices on sporting goods such as track and field and football uniforms, Adidas and Nike football boots, spikes, track pants, running tights, and compression shirts. Our accessories for men include brand name leather belts and wallets, colognes, watches, socks, earrings, sunglasses, caps, and stainless jewelry. If there's any item you need that we don't stock, we can order it for you. Look good, feel better. Visit Just Brands on Scott Street. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, or call us on 409-8128.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines, our special edition this evening, looking ahead to Pump It Up 2021. And we are continuing the program, continuing discussions, and this evening we're continuing with the Alliance partners as well as the Managing Director of Grenada Co-operative Bank as we look ahead. So let's cross now, and I see the very handsome Mr. Ronald Hughes. Mr. Hughes, it is great to have you with us this evening.
Good evening, Odette, and good evening to your listeners. It's a pleasure to be here.
Mr. Hughes, I've been looking ahead to doing some exercises in the studio, but my trainers, I don't know if they worried that I might have, done better than they expected. Let's not say that I'll not do them, but I think I see a little bit of height between you and Mr. Duncan. I think I see, so I'm tempted to stand up probably and just get a couple stretches on. So, Mr. Hughes, maybe, how tall can I get? You see, I even have my water here because I was looking forward to being put through my paces, but they failed to show up. So we'll see how that goes. So, Mr. Hughes, how are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you. Enjoying
and Guardian?
Life, taking it very quiet.
Good. So Guardian General is really working with the bank. You were being hailed up as one of my good friends, Brenda, likes to say, hailing you up a while ago. Mr. Duncan was bigging you up and talking about how important your cooperation has been, your company's cooperation has been with the bank. And you want to talk to us a little bit about the philosophy behind your involvement?
Certainly. There's no secret that the abuse of substance, particularly alcohol, has on the operations for a company for which I work. It's a no-brainer there. And the other issues with regard the ills that substance abuse and alcohol abuse has on the family and the society has been well reinforced today. Guardians, one of Guardians' core values is making today better than yesterday. And when we were invited to participate and partner with the Grenada Co-operative Bank back in 2017, the initiative was in absolute alignment with that value, in that if we got involved in something like this, little by little, over time, we can help people who suffer with these ailments and make their life better, which could make their family life better. And when you have a good, strong family unit in a community, the community is better. And that is one of the reasons why we willingly and anxiously got involved in this project.
So we have what we call a win-win situation. We could never lose on any front as far as this exercise is concerned.
Yes, certainly. It benefits us and it benefits the society as a whole. And as you see, it's a win-win situation and an absolute no-brainer. We had to get involved.
Yeah. And so, Mr. Hughes, those of us who are a little bit on the older side of the scale would remember Carlton Home being up at Parade and the importance that it played, and know that the bank is leading this initiative with support from partners like yourself. I'm certain you're saying, it's time for us to get this up and running, and you want Grenada to get behind the bank and probably get us to the $500,000 mark this year?
Well, the bank comes to numbers. Grenada has gone through a lot over the last year, and while we had a target of the end of 2021, I think 2020 was a bit of a washout, even though we made good progress. But if we miss it by a year, so be it. But I'm confident that we'll hit that target by the end of 2022 and move forward.
What's the correlation between insurance and fitness and overall wellness? Probably you look at vehicular motor insurance, but I'm certain you are making that correlation in your head that being well is an insurance policy all by itself.
Yes, a healthy lifestyle tends to lead to healthy habits. But from the Guardian side, while I don't work on that end of the business, we have a life, health, and pensions department. And health is a criteria we look very carefully at. And regionally, where the life company operates, they are very much involved in all sorts of health initiatives and environmental ones as well.
So as we look ahead to there's a National Pump It Up Day. As we look ahead to that, I'm certain you want to sound some kind of invitation to other business partners to get on board with this initiative and with Grenada to really follow the virtual challenge this year, Mr. Hughes?
Certainly. We started with what? About four. And over time, we have moved to about 5 or 6. I think probably 7. And there is a lot of room, as Mr. Duncan mentioned, on the T-shirt for logos. And there are companies out there that can get involved, and we invite them to get involved because this is a really good initiative. It speaks straight to the health of the society, and it benefits us all.
Great. Mr. Duncan, is Carla going to be back with us? Because I'm getting some questions, or I'll have to toss them to you.
Yes, definitely. Carla will be back with us.
Okay, great. So what we'll do is at this time, we'd want to thank Mr. Hughes, but except if you have any parting words for us this evening, Mr. Hughes, we're looking at the clock and it's ticking away at 10 minutes to 10 o'clock.
Just that I will encourage the population to participate in this event this year. It's different from what we are accustomed to. It was a lot of fun when we got off at the Monroe playing field and walked all the way down to the stadium. I used to be there at the start and at the finish, but don't ask me what happened in between. But I get my exercise all right. I mean, I had my 18 holes of golf this afternoon. But I will implore on as many people to participate virtually as they can. It's a lot of fun. It's something different, but we're living in different times. And let's see how good an effort and how much funds we can raise to try and get to that 500,000 target as soon as possible.
Thank you so much. And we will continue after this commercial break.
No fun walk? No problem. Let's get moving. Participate in the exercise challenges. Count every step for the step count competition. Ready, set, cook. Create delicious and healthy meals in the meal prep challenge. Win awesome prizes. But first, you must be registered. So come out and support the cause. When you spend $15 for your Pump It Up package, you make a direct contribution toward the re-establishment of the Carlton Home. Look out for our first ever Pump It Up video series every week in April. And join us in wearing your t-shirt on Friday, April 30th for National Pump It Up Day. We are almost at our goal. Register online or visit any of our locations to complete the process and support the re-establishment of the Carlton Home. Visit our website and Facebook pages for more details.
Looking for top quality brand name clothing, shoes, and accessories for men? The search is over. Just Brands Men's Store, located on Scott Street, St. George's, has an exquisite collection of your favorite brands: Nike, Adidas, Jordans, Ralph Lauren, Hollister, and Puma sneakers and apparel for you. We also stock Levi's and Dockers, long chino pants, shorts, dress shirts, graphic tees, tank tops, hoodies, sweaters, and more. For the best prices on sporting goods such as track and field and football uniforms, Adidas and Nike football boots, spikes, track pants, running tights, and compression shirts. Our accessories for men include brand name leather belts and wallets, colognes, watches, socks, earrings, sunglasses, caps, and stainless jewelry. If there's any item you need that we don't stock, we can order it for you. Look good, feel better. Visit Just Brands on Scott Street. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, or call us on 409-8128.
Back in 2018, I ran into some conflict with the law, which led me to being in a rehabilitation center. While I was there in the beginning, I thought all hope was lost. But then I found myself being engaged in a lot of rehabilitation programs and skill-based activities, making better use of my time, and then I started getting back some hope and began moving forward. Before I got into the rehabilitation center, I had some issues. I used to pray for something better in my life, and something better has come. Maybe not in the best way expected, but my life has changed for the better. In the rehabilitation center, I learned a lot of things that I use in my life today, like barbering and business skills. Today I am looking forward to being an independent barber, using my business skills while I continue to do skills training. We all deserve a chance for change.
Give our children a chance for change through diversion, rehabilitation, and reintegration. This message is brought to you by the USAID OECS Juvenile Justice Reform Project 2, funded by the United States Agency for International Development. For more information, log on to oecs.org/JJRP.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited. You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Welcome back. And in that commercial break, we saw that powerful message from that young man talking about the positive impact that rehabilitation has had on his life. Mr. Duncan, I'm not certain if you were privy to that ad, but it's strengthening the point that Grenada Co-operative Bank and your alliance partners are making, that Carlton Home is necessary for rehabilitation.
Yeah, indeed, Odette, it does strengthen the point. And I think the underlying philosophy of that message is that we all deserve a second chance. We should not give up on each other for any reason at all. And I think one of the speakers made the point earlier too that some of the people who are struggling are among our best and brightest talent. And not everyone's struggle is known, to the public. So I think that's the message, that whether it is substance abuse or mental health challenges and so forth, that destigmatization and that caring, needs to take place. You destigmatize, you care, and you assist your fellow brothers and sisters to improve their life.
Great. And we're now joined by Mr. Kennie John. He is one of the Pimp It Up Fun Walk benefactors. He's the managing director of Antillean Group. Mr. John, great to have you on board. Great to have you on the program this evening.
Good night, Odette. Great to be here to your viewers and your listeners also. Good night. Fantastic to be here.
And some people might be looking at you and say, but what is Mr. John doing in this line? What does he know about Pump It Up? Tell us about your involvement in this initiative.
We are a part of this initiative as a benefactor, a partner with Co-operative Bank and all the other benefactors. We are very proud to be here. Just to give you a little information about it, our slogan is live well financially. So if we take the prefix, which is live well, it embodies body, mind, and soul. Being in our line of business, which is insurance, and in particular, Antillean Life, who are the sponsors in this regard, it was a no-brainer to join this initiative. It is something that we hold very dear to our heart, being corporate citizens, being from Grenada.
And so you're looking ahead to this. Kennie, have you ever done the walk? I'm putting you on the spot from Monrouge back to Queen's Park.
I have a very proud record of every 10 years. I tried to come within the first 30. And so I did it at 30, I did it at 40 and 50. So, I've tried to maintain my athleticism from school, Odette, and I enjoy that.
And I'm looking at you and Mr. Duncan. I'm like, good role models for our men in Grenada that, you don't have to just get the little, we women call it the tires on the side. We might say the bare bellies. You are good examples for the gentlemen of Grenada to follow. So, Mr. Duncan, you have a challenger right there. He's always trying to be in the first 30.
Well, I think we have to give a comment for the age differential. Right? Some people say age is just a number.
Sparrow says so.
Is that age is a number and other thing. We need to know the stage, the age, and the phase that we are in. So I do my bit. I mean, there are years when I'm in the first, as Kennie says, 30, 40, 50 folks. I've never done the challenge route, But you know, I'm an avid participant. I could hold my own with it if I need.
Kenny, you heard that, eh? He could hold his own, and I heard that tone there. I could hold my own. So, Kenny,
Mr. Duncan is a modest person, and I believe, as you said, he's an example for many young men. Which, you know, there are lots of societal issues. Many of my predecessors on the program this evening spoke of the varying issues with mental health. In fact, substance abuse is simply the tail end of a sequence of events, which includes mental health being quite a way forward. It starts with society, the stigmas that we have, the cultural stigmas that we associate with mental health. I would give you an example. If there's somebody in a family that suffers from mental health, we suppress it. We don't talk about it. Yes, we see it as a stain on the family, and therefore, you know, that may have other systemic issues going back to childhood. By addressing it and catching it early, with kids, sometimes those issues are looming from very far and very early, but we try to suppress it. And by the time you get to substance abuse, which is almost, you know, it's hard to recover from that. So I would like to see the Carlton Home not just as a substance abuse institution, but rather that which promotes mental health in the society also, and a place to take care of our own.
And you gentlemen have been sending this message even more powerfully than some people might have anticipated, and people might look at the Pump It Up walk, but now we see the real impact that you've been making. And so, Mr. John, you're telling people through your involvement that you're not just there trying to sell insurance policies, but you're trying to insure people for living, correct?
That's right. Live well financially, to live well, body, mind, and soul. I'd like to congratulate Cooperative Bank. I don't think from a marketing point of view, I don't think people realize the excellent job they have done. One, by taking a movement, which is essentially a healthy lifestyle, and attaching it to an objective, a fund to raise money for an institution. Institutions are important to our country. And when we talk about institutions, we're not just talking about a physical building here. We're talking about the whole establishment, everything that goes along with it. I think it symbolizes, the physical building symbolizes an effort by a society to take care of its own.
And so for those people who need to occupy the space, you know, in the US, there's the Occupy movement. There's a lot of space here for some businesses to sign up. And what is your word as you get ready to close us out this evening, Mr. John?
The more the merrier. And I think you can judge a society by the way we take care of our own, essentially. And therefore, the more the merrier in this regard is one that we look forward to. There's a lot of space on the jersey. You know, we have the front to fill up, the back to fill up, and give what you can. I think what you have displaying here is a group of corporate citizens coming together with an objective. I don't think you can find a better example of that in any society where corporate citizens together with government try to achieve something for social ills that exist in our society.
Great. We'd like to thank you so much for stopping by. We know that you did pull in more than 12 hours maybe at the job, but you decided that you're going to continue showing your support behind this initiative by staying out late this evening. We want to thank you so much, Mr. John. And when we come back, we will go back to Carla for some more information. People are asking questions whether the Cooking Healthy Challenge is limited to Grenadians at home or whether Grenadians in the diaspora can take part. People are asking questions about the website and also getting access to the packages. So we'll come back and we'll talk with Mr. Duncan and Carla again. Thanks so much to all of our panelists who've been with us for the evening thus far. We'll be right back.
No fun walk? No problem. Let's get moving. Participate in the exercise challenges. Count every step for the step count competition. Ready, set, cook. Create delicious and healthy meals in the meal prep challenge. Win awesome prizes. But first, you must be registered. So come out and support the cause. When you spend $15 for your Pump It Up package, you make a direct contribution toward the re-establishment of the Carlton home. Look out for our first ever Pump It Up video series every week in April. And join us in wearing your t-shirt on Friday, April 30th for National Pump It Up Day. We are almost at our goal. Register online or visit any of our locations to complete the process and support the re-establishment of the Carlton home. Visit our website and Facebook pages for more details.
Looking for top quality brand name clothing, shoes, and accessories for men? The search is over. Just Brands Men's Store, located on Scott Street, St. George's, has an exquisite collection of your favorite brands: Nike, Adidas, Jordans, Ralph Lauren, Hollister, and Puma sneakers and apparel for you. We also stock Levi's and Dockers, long chino pants, shorts, dress shirts, graphic tees, tank tops, hoodies, sweaters, and more. For the best prices on sporting goods such as track and field and football uniforms, Adidas and Nike football boots, spikes, track pants, running tights, and compression shirts. Our accessories for men include brand name leather belts and wallets, colognes, watches, socks, earrings, sunglasses, caps, and stainless jewelry. If there's any item you need that we don't stock, we can order it for you. Look good, feel better. Visit Just Brands on Scott Street. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, or call us on 409-8128.
They say that time flies when you're having fun. It's already 7 minutes after 10 o'clock. We should have wrapped up at 10, but we have to take time this evening for this very important exercise. And we're back with the Managing Director of Grenada Co-operative Bank, Mr. Richard Duncan, and Ms. Carla Wilson. She is one of the people spearheading the drive. She's been on GBN before talking about this, so Carla is no stranger to Grenada. So Carla, people are asking questions about the website. If you could give them the calling code for the website.
Okay, so for the website, for persons who would like to register online, well, first of all, you go to our Facebook page, Grenada Co-operative Bank Pump It Up Fun Walk. And once you go to that page, there is a link there that takes you directly to the website. So you don't have to worry about finding a website and then going to the Facebook page. We want persons to stay tuned in to Grenada Co-op Bank Pump It Up Fun Walk Facebook page. And there's a link there that takes you to the website so that you can register online. For persons who are wondering that may not be able to do the online registration, we are encouraging you to come into the various retail banking units like you have been doing over the years. All the COVID-19 protocols will be in full effect, and you can come in and collect your form, complete your form there, and collect your packages at the same time. However, we want to encourage, in particular the large groups, to avoid overcrowding in the retail banking units. We're encouraging the groups in particular to please register using the online services.
Or probably they could just send a representative of the group to transact on behalf of everyone else.
Yes, they can do that. But in order to minimize the time, we know persons are busy and all of that. So if you register online, you have the option to say which retail banking unit you want to collect it at. So you can be in Carriacou today, you register online in Carriacou and say, I'll be coming down to the mainland and I'll collect it at Spiceland Mall, and that's fine.
Okay, great. And someone is asking about the healthy cooking competition, whether Grenadians outside of the country can participate.
Yes, definitely. All we're saying is that registration has to be confirmed. So again, you can register online and have someone come and pay. Unfortunately, we do not have the option for you to pay online at this time. So you can register online and have someone come and pay and collect the package. But once you're able to confirm your registration, yes, definitely you can participate in the healthy cooking competition.
Okay, so we know it's virtual, but you have a national Pump It Up Day?
Yes. So on Friday, April 30th, all the activities culminate with a National Pump It Up Day. We're asking employers to please allow or encourage your employees who want to purchase the packages to wear the T-shirts to work, wear your beautiful pedometers, continue tracking your steps on that day. We'll be having a virtual prize-giving ceremony because remember, I said we have lots of lovely prizes to be won. So on that day, we'll have a virtual prize-giving ceremony and some other activities. Before we wrap up, Odette, I would like to, again, give the different categories. And persons were also asking about actually what are some of the prizes that can be won. So I'd like to just give a run through of that as well.
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay, so the categories of prizes that can be won, and again, we're encouraging patrons, in order to be eligible to win the prizes, you must be registered by April 23rd. So that just gives us 1 week to tabulate everything. So registrations began since March 15th, and we're going all the way up to April 23rd. However, if stocks finish prior to that, then of course we'd have to say that it's closed off now. So we want persons to be registered by April 23rd. We have categories of the largest registered community group, largest registered family, largest registered church group, largest registered school group, largest registered workplace, micro, small, medium, large, most senior registered person, because we say Pump It Up is a family event and we want everyone to get involved and get on board. So we have the most senior registered person. Just by being most senior registered, you can win a prize. Most senior registered person with the highest step count. Of course, everybody walks at their own pace. We have the youngest registered person and the youngest registered person with the highest step count, as well as for the exercise challenges. Remember, we'll be posting a total of 8 exercise challenges. We have the first 2 individuals and the first 2 groups completing all 8 challenges can win a prize. And for the healthy meal preparation, we have the individual with the most likes, shares, and votes. And again, we're encouraging persons to get registered because part of the criteria is that persons must be wearing their 2021 Pump It Up T-shirt, which is what you are wearing now, Odette. As I said, for the persons in the diaspora, it might not be possible for you to get the T-shirts in time. However, once we can confirm your registration, we would accept and have the persons in the diaspora participate in the meal competition. In terms of the prizes that can be won, we have cases of drinks, and of course there will be healthy drinks because we are promoting a healthier lifestyle, and we have partners with us that have these healthy drinks as part of their packages that they offer on a daily basis. So you have the opportunity to win some of those. We have some cases of water to be won from Glenegg. We have gift vouchers from our various partners. Somebody might just win a breakfast at Koyaba or something like that. Very exciting stuff. Paid internet to complements flow. Paid gym membership and day passes complements body image, and gift baskets from Jonas Brown and Hubbard. So lots of exciting prizes to be won. We're encouraging persons to come on out, get out there, get registered. It's Pump It Up with a difference. It's Pump It Up 2021, a virtual Pump It Up. And remember, the whole initiative behind it is for very important cause, the reestablishment of the Carlton home. And Odette, I just want to mention here, coincidentally, last week Friday, our magazine officer got an anonymous note in the mail addressed to Pump It Up, asking her to please hurry up with the reestablishment of the Carlton home because it has helped him or her with recovery after substance abuse for about 20 years of drunkenness, which was really, really very touching for us at the time. So I just wanted to have the opportunity to mention it here. Sometimes we think it's simple, but persons out there that have benefited from the program have recognized the importance of it and really want us to get on board with the reestablishment. So come on out, every $15 package you purchase goes directly into the fund, and you will be helping us to help the nation on a whole.
Excellent point and excellent testimony. This is testimony evening. It's testimony Thursday, right, Mr. Duncan?
Indeed, it is. It is.
So, Mr. Duncan, I was going to ask you, and Carla tipped into it, if you can continue. How really have you been raising the funds? Is it just through the packages, or your business partners have been putting large sums into the fund?
Right. So as we said earlier, Odette, we have different tiers of sponsorship for the alliance partners. So at the Renaissance level, you get a prominent position at the back of the T-shirt. I think that is, correct me if I'm wrong, about $20,000, I think it is. If you get under the sleeve, you pay, I think, $10,000. The front left breast or right breast, that is even higher. So, and that's also different partners are at different level. That's how we get the funds. Then remember, every Grenadian who has walked on this Pumped Up Family Fund walk contributes. It used to be, I think, 10 cents for every, $1 for every mile walked per person. The bank paid that in on their behalf. This last time we had increased it, but I don't think we walked since the increase. I think we increased it for 2020, right? And then we have the proceeds from the sale of the T-shirt, right? That goes into the fund as well from this year. So it's really a big effort by the bank. The cost is pretty substantial, but we believe that the bank has grown to be the largest on the island with assets of about $1.5 billion, approaching $1.5 billion. In terms of organic growth, customer base has expanded over the years, and we really and truly need to give back to the community. So we are inspired and motivated by that fact. So we not look at the investment that we are making in our community in a narrow way. I just wanted to make that point. And then our alliance partners, I want to specifically thank them for their support. I will tell you, Odette, that some of these folks suffered in 2020 from COVID-19. Look at Koyaba Beach Resort and so forth. And they are committed to maintaining, when the cash flow allows, their contribution into the fund. So people are invested in the reestablishment of the Carlton Home. I want to thank also to the staff. You see them here on the set. They plan, they strategize, they do the logistic. It's a great effort. The bank is extremely, extremely proud of this initiative and the work that the staff continue to do to make it a success. Sometimes I see the people when they ask me what is Pumped Up Family Fun Walk, I told them it is a vibes, you know. That's the best way I can describe it, because it is so all-encompassing, so all-engaging and energizing that is the best way I could describe it. So we want to say thanks to Grenada for their support, and we want to assure them that the trustees will jealously guard those funds raised and ensure that they are effectively utilized in the process of reestablishing the card.
And you mentioned community involvement. I'm certain this has caught the attention of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, because I think they have a community projects competition that they run every year as well, Mr. Duncan?
Yes, they have something called the ECCB Best Corporate Citizen. I mean, we have, I don't like to say win, we have graciously accepted, you know, several awards from the central bank over the years for various things. And our community outreach program stands, you know, proudly among those. Whether it has been the environment, several times we have gotten awarded in the area of risk management. I think we got a hat trick back in the day for support for the environment from the ECCP 3 years in a row. So we really are proud of the reinvestment that we have made in our community over the years.
Okay, so I want to be certain that we didn't leave anything out. Carla, I'm tossing back to you just in case you remembered something you wanted to raise. Anything there, Carla?
Okay, well, I mean, it's just to, again, encourage persons to come on out and get registered at all our retail banking units. You can come in, get the form completed, get your packages, or use the option to register online following our Grenada Core Bank Pumped Up Facebook page. For the Healthy Meal Preparation Challenge, the information is already on the Pumped Up Facebook page. There are flyers there. Again, we're asking you to videotape yourself wearing the Pump It Up t-shirt for the local persons here who would have had your t-shirts. And there is a list of local ingredients. It's about 11. local ingredients that we're encouraging you to use some. If you cannot use all, it's fine. At least use some of them in your healthy meal preparation challenge. So you can make a smoothie, you can make a main course, you can make a dessert or anything like that using the local stuff. Very simple stuff, callaloo, you go outside. If you even want to go as far as to have someone videotape you going outside and cutting the callaloo in the drainer, you can do that. Get fancy, get excited, pump it up, do all sorts of fancy things with it. And let us see those healthy and creative meals using some of the local ingredients in that list.
Well done. And so, Mr. Duncan, the last words are yours.
Well, my last words, Odette, are thank you to Mr. Pitt of Flow, Mr. Hughes of Guardian Journal OECS, Mr. John of Antillean Group, Mr. Rain Wagiti Redhead. Thank you to Mr. Ken Joseph of Body Image. Thank you to Ms. Anaika Sherman of Koyaba Beach Resort. And thank you to the directors and leadership team of Grenada Co-operative Bank for your steadfast support in this undertaking. Thank you, Grenada. We appreciate it.
And we at the Grenada Broadcasting Network would like to say thank you so much to Grenada Co-operative Bank for allowing us to be part of this initiative by hosting this special edition of Beyond the Headlines. And we would want to say thanks as well to all of the business partners associated with this. We'd like to say a special thanks to Just Brands, who decided that, we had to be properly outfitted this evening. So if we can get a wide shot so that people could take a look at the shoes and decide, that they want to go to Just Brands to pick up one of these, very comfortable. We'd like to say thanks to Dr. Shani Cox, who loaned us her fitness equipment this evening. We were hoping that Lester and others will come and join us in the studio. We also have the yoga mat. We were prepared to get down on the floor and get some of the exercises in, but these people are just, they talk and say things that they threaten to exercise with you and to beat you to it, but they didn't show up. So we'll see what happens on another occasion. So long for now. We'll see you again on Monday. Remember, on Monday, we'll be looking at COVID's impact on Grenadians in the diaspora. We have a panel out of New York. We should have had a special edition with them, but because of the developments in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we were forced to postpone that discussion to next Monday. So we look forward to being with you again on Monday, please the Lord. And we want to say thanks again to Grenada Co-operative Bank and to all of you, Grenada. Let's get pumping it up, albeit it's virtual this year. We'll see you again.